So this is the inside. I've got business cards, little stickers for kids, little notepad, fire extinguisher, very important cologne, my laptop so I can dispatch, and what else do I got? My sun pass, very important, my forward facing dash cam, my rear facing dash cam. I got a switch over here for my lights, seats in the back for kids, storage in there obviously, and then I've got my compressor in the back that's mounted. I've got this Pro Power onboard, so I've got a outlet. I got an outlet here, an outlet back there, and then I've got one in the bed. Something's plugged into the truck bed, supply power, yes. And then I can put it in generator mode and I get up to 2400 watts. So like right now my compressor kicked on. It's only using about half of the max. So it's filling up right now. So the rest of the inside, I've got my gloves here, a spotlight, a little grip tool to work on my grip, a little duster to wipe down the dust off the dashboard and stuff, a knife, some business cards, a thing of hand sanitizer, my rain jacket, glue for tire plugs, my 2 jump boxes, a backup handheld air compressor, tire bags for putting blown out tires in the bag so you can put it in the back of their car without getting it all dirty, umbrella, memory saver for battery replacements, paper towels, disposable gloves, a first aid kit, and then I've got a container over here. There's all my clipboard, paperwork, spare towel. This is all just random stuff: nuts, bolts, fuses, hose clamps, battery tie downs, battery terminals, extra lug nuts, washers, extra little sockets, a test light, air connections, extra valve caps, valve stems. These are good for Hondas. Have a little plastic thing on the brake switch that breaks all the time, so I carry one of these. That's a good fix. It brake lights stay on, and it's good to have those. More battery tie downs, plumber's tape, little bullets for side post batteries, battery terminal protector kits. This is to lower spare tire down on some vehicles for the German clips over the lug nuts. In here I've got extra batteries, and a charger, extension cord for my Milwaukee tools, and that's about it for back here. Tire shine and a tire shine applicator. If I sell tires, I put tire shine on it. I shine my tires. And a Milwaukee headlamp. This thing is awesome. I love it. And that's about it. All my tools. I just reorganized everything. I have to reorganize this and this box here, but these are all my hand tools. I have my compressor back there, which is hooked up to the power right there, and my hose reel. It's 50 feet, so I can have air wherever I need it. My cones, my 2.5 ton aluminum floor jack. I like the aluminum one because it's lighter, and 2.5 tons can lift pretty much everything. And if there's anything that cannot lift, I've got this 12-ton air over hydraulic. I plug it into this and it zips right up. I've got my 3 jack stands, my scanner, battery tester, my sockets, spray bottle to check tires for leaks, some soap to refill that, WD-40. These are my lockout tools. I've got all my bars here, the button grabber or button master. I have 3 different long reaches, and then these are my lockout tools. This is the main bag. 90% of the time I'm just using this and a long reach. But I've got this also. I really like this wedge. This light you put on the windshield to illuminate the inside of the car when you're trying to long reach or whatever at night, or if there's dark tint on the car. A couple of extra airbags. Another one of these. This is to not scratch the paint if I have to put a lot of pressure on the paint. This is like a Glassman tool, they call it. It's for frameless windows. I don't love it. You can just use the bag, and I feel like it's just about the same amount of pressure. But I bought it, so I carry it around. I think that's it. I got a couple other little pry tools there. This guy's another paint protector, which I don't love, but again, I bought it, so I carry it around. Slim Jim, which I use almost never. I use it on some old Ford trucks and vans here and there. My battery grabber, ratchet, air chucks. This is pretty much all I use for battery replacements. Obviously, I have all the sockets over there, but a 10 and a 13 with an extension is pretty much all you need for most batteries. A pick. This is for prying up little panel clips, and just a bunch of other random stuff. Voltmeter. Funnel for the gas calls. This is a fender cover to protect fenders if I'm doing a battery or something. I've got a sledge, a couple of scissor jacks. I like these little scissor jacks that you can put an impact on there and zip up if you just need a little bit more height. Another battery grabber tool, a rubber mallet. What else do I have in here? Terminals. I gotta organize all this crap, but a pry bar, a little magnetic tray, Phillips screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, telescoping magnet, a few of the more common, 8mm, 10mm ratcheting wrenches, pick tool, very handy. I have a few of these, regular hammer, obviously, a couple of these guys. And then in here I've got a mess, but a bunch of random stuff. The handles for my 12-ton jack, needle nose. This is for German cars to get the little caps off. Allen wrenches, scissors, star keys. This is for valve cores, to replace the valve stem rather. Half-inch ratchet. A little pick tool, drill. This is a drill for tire plugging, voltmeter, valve stems, bunch of other random sockets, little tire bag, bunch of other stuff, just random sockets I don't use hardly ever. This is for prying battery terminals that are stuck. I've used that maybe once ever. I gotta reorganize all this crap here, but flashlight, some rope, extra battery tie down. I can sell some. Another battery grabber down there, another battery tie down, some red electrical tape, another tire bag. I get these from the junkyard. Every time I go to the junkyard, if they have anything like this, I grab it. Just a bunch of other little random stuff. This bar is for the small Metris, I believe it is. It's a Mercedes van, the small one. That's the tool to lower the spare. It's different than any other vehicle out there, so I could carry that. What else do we got in here? So on this side I have, these are the two three most common bars to lower spare tires. There's this one for old Fords, and then this T-handle one that's obviously bent, but pretty much this one is 90% of the time I'm using that one. This is probably second most common, third most common. So I keep those over here. And then on this side, I've got a little kneeling pad. This is a board to put under my jack. So if I'm jacking up a vehicle in the mud or on somebody's driveway, I don't want to scratch up their driveway, I put this under the jack. I have the jack handles over here, and then a breaker bar, my Milwaukee impact gun, my plug kit. I think it's time for a new one of these, but that's my plug kit. I gotta clean out the trash in there. Impact sockets. These are fantastic. They have the little plastic sleeve that you could be removed so you don't, scratch up the rim. And then they're thin wall, so if you need a thin wall socket, you just pop the plastic cover off and you got thin wall sockets. So there's that guy, this guy. This is my battery cleaning stuff. So battery acid cleaner and detector, corrosion preventative spray, a couple brushes to brush off corrosion, other brushes. This is actually a grill brush that works fantastic. An actual battery brush, a plumber's brush, which works great. Another just brush, I don't know. This is another grill brush that works great, cleaning off corrosion. So this stuff back here, I just have a tarp because you never know. Torque wrench, various pieces of wood. You can never have too much wood. You never know when you're gonna have to drive a car onto a wood or a piece of wood to be able to get your jack underneath it or whatever. This is to lower some spares. I have the little tool that you put on there. This is for what do you call it? I use that for doing alternators and stuff. This is a hood prop tensioner tool. That's what it's for. A couple of tire bars. You never know when you're gonna need tire bars. This is stuff I use almost never, so I don't have it readily accessible. These are the rest of my spare tire lowering tools. All of these, most of them I've never used, so I carry them, but I'll probably never use them. More wood. This stuff I rarely use. These are the Tesla pads to jack up a Tesla. Panel clips in case I break or lose, or customer just is missing panel clips. Universal locking lug keys. I've used almost none of these except for this one. This is the most common one by far. If I were to recommend carrying one of these, it would be for sure this one. The 6 spline small diameter socket, 41/64 inches, so 41/64 of an inch diameter, inner diameter. This is by far the most common one. 99% of the time when I need to use this, it's this guy. But it came with a kit, so why not? These are 1/2 inch sockets, so 21.5, 22.5. They're double-sided. Every once in a while, if a socket or a lug nut is swollen or stripped or whatever, these can come in handy. Again, I rarely use them. These I use more than anything. out here. These like flowery reverse thread sockets. You hammer it on to a stripped lug nut, a locking lug nut that doesn't have the key. You just hammer this on there, and it works most of the time. A couple of straps, ratcheting straps. Never needed them, but you never know if I gotta carry something or need to strap something down. I think I used one time. A guy had an RV, tire blew out and blew some panel off the side of the RV, so I strapped it down so he can continue driving. And then this guy, a bead breaker, so if I have like, I don't know, a steel rim that I just need to replace a valve stem. I used it maybe once in the past couple months to break the bead, to replace the valve stem, pop it back on. But again, I rarely use that, so it's way back there. So most of this stuff doesn't need to be readily accessible, but when you need it, you need it. All right, and finally, gas can. Obviously, these this Sure can, S-U-R-E, Sure can, it's totally sealed. This thing goes down, you loosen this, take the cap off, and it's fantastic. It's the best gas can I've ever used. I would never buy another one. It's like 50 bucks, but well worth it. Wheel chock, obviously. I tied this on there because I leave it. And my 1-inch battery powered impact, which I rarely do heavy duty, but every once in a while I do, so I need it to bust some lugs. Some rain boots. This I put on, it's just a towel that I put on top of a tire when I'm plugging a tire, so I could hold the tire in between my legs without getting my pants all dirty. This is my 6-gallon compressor. It's bolted down to the box. This is the drain hose that I added so that I can drain the condensation out. These boards are to put underneath my jack stands if I need to leave a car on a jack stand or whatever, or you know, if I'm doing something in mud or whatever, I have, you know, stability for my jack stands. And that's pretty much it. My batteries, obviously the more common batteries. These are all AGMs, H8, H7, H6, H5, all AGMs, 90. This is a 35 I need to replace. This one is a placeholder for an 86. That is a 51 RS for like Hondas and stuff. This is a 24F. These are, at the moment, probably the only batteries I'm going to carry because they're the most common ones. There's a few other ones like the regular H6, the regular H7 are pretty common as well, but now as long as I have an AGM, I can put this, any car that takes a regular H6 can take a H6 AGM, so I got it covered. And if they want a regular one, I'll go get a regular one, but these sizes pretty much have me covered. So this is what I'm carrying to conserve space, and yeah, that's about it.